First of all, let's see the fundamentals operating principle. With TradingView, you'll create orders with trends. It becomes your trading interface. It's over now to use forms on exchange. TradingView sends the orders via webhook to Krill. Krill manages the orders with strategies. Strategies is the product that you buy. There is some fee to pay. Then Krill sends the orders through API to the exchange that execute them. It must be an exchange compatible with Krill. For now, we have Binance, Bybit, and KuCoin. In this flow, your orders are executed in less than 1 second. It means from the beginning, when the price hit the trends and the webhook can send, to the end, when the exchange executes your order. For each of those platforms, you must execute tasks. For TradingView, you must import the tools, the trends, you must configure them, and you must compose your position. For Krill, you must connect the API that you have created in the exchange, import the strategies, create start and stop webhook, buy KRL to pay fees. With Krill, you have no subscription. That's the big advantage of it. You pay only for what you use. For example, if you allocated 200 € to a strategy for a week, you pay only 50 cents of fees, and you have less fee when you hold KRL. And for the exchange, you just have to create the API. All those tasks have corresponding dedicated video, and I suggest you to watch them. Now let's see the operating principle of the ladder tool. Next, we will see a practical example in TradingView. With our tools, compose and manage position directly in TradingView with trends corresponding to your technical analysis. Your orders are your trends that you place freely in real time in any inclination possible. What's a ladder order? It's an order decomposition into multiple orders of variable value. With this tool, you will trade with opening and closing order. You can choose the number when opening and closing and the exponential value. For the global parameters, you have up to 9 closing order or opening order. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 or 9. For the exponential, no exponential, 12.5, 25, 50%, 75% or 100%. That's the difference between the order. The strategy is back-to-back. It means it can execute opening order after have executed closing order. Long and short strategy are distinct. Currently we provide 931 strategy covering all the case. So the 9 closing order, 9 opening order, and for the exponential. Times 4 to cover long, short, market, and limit order. So a little less than 4,000 strategy are provided when you buy the product Ladder TD. For the characteristic, Ladder TD is a trading tool, not a robot, because you create the position, so there is no auto trading. You can start the strategy manually or with a trends. And the strategy starts in less than 5 seconds. The order is executed by the exchange in less than 1 second. So you can choose market or limit order. Limit order have a fallback on market order. There is a smart stop loss that double check the price. Only future and perpetual market are supported. An Excel file is provided to you to know the value of the orders. And webhook work with TradingView alarms. So you have a limited amount of alarms with TradingView and you have to manage them. So our first position example will be along with limit order. The capital of 250 USDT, leverage times 5. We are going to decompose the opening with 5 orders with an exponential of 50% and the closing order in 3 orders with an exponential of 25%. When you buy one of our products, you will receive a zip file and zip it. For our example, we're long in limit, so limit long. We open in 5 orders with an exponential of 50 and we close with 3 orders with an exponential of 25. This is the strategy you will import in Krill and with which you will associate a webhook to start it without trends. Here is the result on how your capital is decomposed with this strategy. For the opening, the first opening order will buy 7%, the second 12%, 21, 40 and 100% of the remaining capital. This is the value of the orders, 94 up to 479. For the closing order, it depends on the remaining capital of the traded asset. So it depends of how many opening trade have been done and the buy value. For our second position example, we are going to short with market order with a capital of 750 USDT with a leverage times 10. So 7,500 USDT. We are going to decompose the opening order in 3 order with an exponential of 0, so no exponential. For the closing order into 7 order with an exponential of 12.5. So for the opening orders, they have all the same value as there is no exponential differences. BTC value, of course, as you are shorting, it opens 33%, 50, then 100. For the closing order, it depends of the value of the remaining capital of the traded assets. It means how many opening orders have been filled and the selling price as you are shorting. Now let's see the magic of the tool. What is the geometrical shape of the current price? We see it here. It's a straight line. A straight line doesn't exist in financial market. There is always a trend. Yet, it is with that you trade on ASX or DEX. This is not the right way to trade. It doesn't make sense and performance are poor. With Ladder TD, you can trend like this. Voila. With orders matching your technical analysis and the trends of the market. It requires some preparation. When it's done once for all and everything is reusable. Beforehand, you must have import and configure the trends template that we have provided to you in a TradingView chart. See our dedicated video on this subject. They will be in the object tree in a well-organized manner. You must have configured the alarms for the starter trends, the orders, and the stop loss. When it's done once for all and it's reusable. Remember that you have a limited amount of alarms. For that, you have to manage them. Click here. You can filter with keywords and you can activate some and deactivate some. Now let's start a strategy. For the ladder tool, our trends template propose 5 strategy for long and 5 strategy for short. Of course, this is a sample. When you buy the ladder TD strategy, you will receive the 931 strategy times 4 to cover the case of market order, limit order, long and short position. In this example, ladder TD will decompose the allocated capital of the strategy into 3 opening orders and 2 closing orders, with an exponential of 50% for the opening and 50% for the closing. Now let's see how the alert is configured. For that, we right click on the trends in the object tree and we choose Edit Alert. This is the capital that ladder TD will decompose, the leverage and the mode. Here we are in live test for the example. Alert name are specific, like that you can search in the tools to activate it or deactivate it. It contains a specific webhook to start the strategy that you have configured in the Krill website. See our dedicated video on this subject. That way you pay fees only after the price have hit the trend. You can also start the strategy manually in the Krill website. See our dedicated video on this subject. This starter strategy is done one for all. It can be used later at will. This starter trend is a great tool because it allows you to build position in advance on many pairs without paying any fees. You will start to pay fees only when the price will hit this starting trend. So let's do a test. We take the starter trends, we put it on the price, receive the notification, and in the Krill website, the strategy is started. No matter the time frame in which you are, so 1 minute or 12 hours, when the price hit the trends, the webhook is sent instantaneously. You see that this way you can also start the strategy immediately within TradingView by moving the trend on the price. Be careful with the starter trend to avoid unwanted started strategy. Know that if an alarm on a trend is deactivated, like here we see on the clock, it's in gray. If you move the trend, it's reactivated automatically. See the color is back. Also, if you change the visibility of the trends, it will also be triggered. So be very careful with that. And so the best thing to do to avoid bad surprise is that when the starter trend is triggered, you put it in the past. Now the strategy is started and the position is set and you can manage it visually with trends. Now you can modify the orders when the strategy is running, and that's the power of the tool. You can now manage your position in an efficient, precise and rapid way. It's over to struggle with a form on a SEX or a DEX. Now let's see the mechanic of the strategy. First of all, the order of the orders is important. If you create your position like this, it will be a problem. All the opening order doesn't have to be filled, so the strategy can execute the first opening order, the second one, and then closing them above. The strategy is back to back. It means it can execute the first opening order and the second opening order, for then closing them with the first closing order and the second one, for after going back to execute the third opening order and then closing it. If you don't want this behavior, remember that you can move the third opening order higher, or you manage the stop loss to avoid that the strategy drop too low. So you have all the tools within TradingView to control all the behavior of the strategy. Short and long strategy use the same opening and closing trends. They have the same webhook ID. This webhook ID is different than the webhook
To start the strategy, they are common to all opening and closing trends. You can use different opening and closing trends for short and long. We provide templates for that, but it will require more management. Let's see now how the strategy stops. The most natural way is when all the closing orders are filled, you will be notified when it's done, or the price have hit the stop loss. Note that it's a smart stop loss. It double check the price to avoid wicks. The stop loss is an important tool to manage the strategy when it's running. And finally, you can stop the strategy immediately by dropping the stop loss on the price. We remind you that the visibility of the trends is by default of 30 minutes. You can modify that by right-clicking the folder, settings, visibility, and you can change the visibility for all the trends that are contained in the folder. See our dedicated video on this subject. The presentation is now over. As you can see, it requires some preparation, but when it's done one for all. And you don't need to do all the configuration. Do what you need step by step, and little by little everything will be configured. Finally, don't forget to check our video why it's not working. It's very helpful.